Hey YouTube, what's going on? It's Chris here. Wanted to bring you guys an article that I ran across. I think it's something important just to keep your eye on. If you guys could like, subscribe, all that, I really appreciate it. Hope you're having a wonderful day. Good morning, guys. Remember, morning's most important time of the day, guys. It's really the rudder of the whole ship. So get up, get moving, make stuff happen. So what we're seeing today, the SEC is weighing a Bitcoin futures ETF. Here's what that means. So we're going to read a little bit of this, guys. It's by Christine Kim. And we're just going to talk about the importance of it if you do want that institutional money to come into this. They're going to need to come into this without using all the private keys and ledgers and different things like that. And that's the importance of this ETF. So I want you guys just to be aware of that. Keep your eye out for this. And it says the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission will decide on two proposed Bitcoin exchange traded funds this week. But what are they weighing exactly? ProShares, the 10th largest provider of ETFs according to CNBC, has two proposals in the running, both based upon Bitcoin futures contracts approved by the Commodities Future Trading Commission in 2017. Excuse me, guys. So remember in 2017, we had that huge run up into December, and then this year, 2018, that's when all the futures, everything was getting put on. And it allowed guys to be able to short this market and bring it down so violently, so fast, since it's been such a fall so fast. And, you know, it's not a shock after how fast we rose. I mean, we really went, guys. You are seeing Bitcoin at $2,000, $1,000, all the way up to $20,000. That's a massive move. It's extremely fast, so you're going to have a big correction. And that's what we have to be aware of, you know, and the more that the institutional guys can get in here, that's more money that is going to do what it wants to do. If the vast amount of investors or traders want to short Bitcoin because it's going in that direction, then that's what's going to happen. They're going to follow those moving averages and they're going to short it. And they're going to make money that way. And then when it's time to go long, they're going to flip around and they're going to ride it up. And that's just what it is. So they're able to make money in either market. So this goes on to continue to say, what's a Bitcoin ETF? To recap, all ETFs trade like stocks on stock exchanges, but without the same degree of risk. Due to their design, they're often a favored instrument for those who want to diversify their investments, offering exposure that's closer to what you would see in an index fund. And we've talked about that, the index fund, guys. This is because when you're buying a share of an ETF, you don't exactly own the underlying shares of the asset, in this case Bitcoin. Instead, you own a piece of the fund and how the fund is structured and where the money goes. Part of the money when you buy a fund goes to pay for the company that set up the fund and manages the fund. It's the fund's money, and the fund owns these assets, and by definition the fund, Eric Ross, chief strategist, explained, with a physical backed Bitcoin ETF, investors can efficiently participate in the crypto market without being in direct possession of any coins, thereby avoiding some of the risks associated with handling Bitcoin private keys, the pieces of information required to actually transfer Bitcoin. Futures-backed Bitcoin ETFs take this level of separation one step further by basing the shares in the fund on Bitcoin futures contracts as opposed to the actual Bitcoins themselves. So guys, that's what we were talking about, how it's going to be huge that people aren't going to have to own their own keys and do all that stuff. I mean, if you talk to your family and say, hey, invest in this and look at this, I mean, figuring out the keys and doing all this, it's crazy. But they want to just be able to have it like an index fund, go in there, hit the button and go, and not have to worry about it, about protecting everything, getting hacked, any of that we've had to do as early adopters when we're looking into this stuff. So it continues to go on here, guys. The market impact. Still, one thing is for certain, the market impact of a Bitcoin ETF, if and when approved by the SEC, will be a significant one. Masters, whose firm offers exchange-traded notes for crypto assets, including Bitcoin and Ether, explained how ETFs could effectively enable a new class of participants to invest in the technology. So, guys, it's just opening doors, and that's what we have to be patient on. So I want you guys to realize that there's going to be another bull market at some time. It may be a year from now. We don't know. But if this ETF gets approved, then that is going to allow more investors into this who don't have to mess with all the keys and everything like we talked about in the exchanges and worrying about this and that. They'll be able to hit a button and they'll be able to buy and sell and do their thing. So I want you guys just to keep an eye out for this one. I believe it's coming out. Let me see. the 23rd, I think it was, guys. This one we'll be looking for. So I know there's quite a few, like August 23rd, and then obviously September 30th. And who knows, guys, they could be delayed as well, and we could see the same effect. But that's what I wanted to bring to you. Just keep an eye out for it, especially 23rd. Research into that more, guys. August 23rd ETF, because there's like 5 or 6 different ones. So just keep an eye out for them, because obviously we know the market really moves if it's approved or if it's denied or if it's, you know, delayed. We saw a huge sell-off just for a delay, guys, which actually was probably a good thing, and we saw a sell-off. So we can only imagine what would happen if it was outright delayed, because in this market, guys, it's unregulated, so it can be manipulated very easily. You know, we don't have all the regulations on it yet. So kind of, if you think about the pioneers of this new investing platform, you know, these new assets, digital assets, that's what I see them as more, as digital assets, more than I am going to see them as currencies. Yes, there's going to be a few that are used for currency, but I really believe Bitcoin is going to be used as a store of value, and it's going to be gold 2.0, essentially. It's going to be digital gold, and because of how few there are, when this next bull market happens, it's going to be like how the first one happens. I think with Bitcoin and these things, you're going to have huge runs followed by huge corrections. Corrections that are down to the 786, the 886, the 0.93. You know, you can see those type of things. So that's why learning how to sell at, or, you know, somewhat near the top when you see certain signs is so important. And same with the bottoms, where you could have one of the best buying opportunities, and this could be a blessing that we've went through this bear market. If you have a little bit of capital and you say, okay, I've studied these businesses, I have time, I'm going for it, and this is what I'm going to invest in. So this has given us time to research businesses, and it's allowing us to get these at a very cheap price. So guys, I'm not your financial advisor. I'm currently not buying anything at the moment right now. I'm just watching the market, seeing what's happening. But obviously we have some long-term holds, things like that, and just have a little trading account, do stuff like that, guys. It's fun. But God bless each and every one of you.